Seema Jaswal with me here, one of the presenters of the ISL at Star Sports. When you went to India, how much did you know about Indian football?
Well, okay, how much did I know about Indian football? What I'd researched before I'd left. I'd known a bit about it. I didn't know too much about Indian football. I think I learned a lot when I got there. But as for knowing about India, I'd never been to India. It was the first time I'd actually set foot on Indian soils when I stepped out of the airport. And I'll tell you, the first experience I had, I'll never forget it. I walked outside the airport and the driver was waiting for us, and I had 9 suitcases because of course I was there for a 1-year contract.
Okay.
It's not just me on a 2-week holiday, it was 1 year. I think that's quite good actually, 9 suitcases. And we went to the car and he proceeded to stack them on top of the roof of the car. And that's obviously normal, but I didn't know that. So when he did that, I was like, okay, my handbags, my shoes, all my clothes, you're stacking them on top of the roof? Are you sure you want to do this by Sam? And I knew the word by Sam, so I called him by Sam. And he did, and he roped it all together, and we drove off to the Palladium Hotel, and that was the start. And it was just the most surreal experience, but I've loved it. So now I can say a year on, I know India very well, but before that, I didn't.
So how was the Mumbai experience? I mean, out of own experience, not the worst city to live in, but yeah, it's a lot of hustle and bustle. You're saying Palladium, of course, a nice place to stay as well. How was it?
It was really great. I mean, initially we were put up there whilst I was looking for my own place there, but it was great. I love the craziness of Mumbai. In fact, being out of Mumbai, I sort of miss it. I miss the beeping, I miss the noise. But I've met some great people, and within the football arena specifically, everybody has just welcomed me with open arms. So I've really enjoyed Mumbai. It's been great.
How was the ISL experience?
ISL was great. So I came over, of course, for season 2 to present all of the live content in the studio, and that my main job was to really help to promote the league. And through our live studio output, I think we managed to do that quite well, because we had the new touchscreen, I'm sure everyone saw, and the AR graphics, and everything that we had was just top range, like alongside the best of the world. So our studio output was fantastic, and I had some great guests with me every day, and the ISL experience for me was brilliant, and I really enjoyed the league itself and the football, watching the players grow, seeing where the players were, especially the Indian players in season 1, and seeing how they grew in season 2. And I also presented the live auction and draft before the league even kicked off, so all of our 10 auction players that were Indian players, we had high hopes for them, but we didn't know how they would fare, because it was a new platform for them. So for some of them, they'd never played on that big a scale, and I think they were more than impressed, and I was very, very impressed by the whole league.
I remember the first season you didn't have a live studio, and your live studio was actually the ground.
Yeah.
What did you personally prefer, being in the studio?
Well, I wasn't there for season 1, so I didn't experience the ISL season 1, but I have, of course, presented pitch side before. I think both have their advantages. I think when you're at a venue, of course, you get to experience the atmosphere. So I did get to, in the international break, I got to go and experience Kolkata and Goa. So there's nothing like experiencing the fans, especially in certain venues like Kerala, where the crowd and the fans are just incredible. But in the studio, I got to do what I do, which is really build up the football. So in a pre-show, building up, showing formations, talking about tactics, player profiles, really getting to know the players, understanding the managers, and having guests to talk about those certain points as well. I think that, for me, really helped. It helped people to be aware of what the ISL was about, and kind of put some more behind these faces that were part of the players on the pitch, because it's important, right? It was important, especially for the fans, to know more about their teams. And then I guess when it came to halftime, the analysis of the touchscreen, understanding what's gone wrong, what are the tactics, and for people that were new to football, I think it was very, very helpful. And then, of course, post-match, analysing everything. I think in the studio we got to do a lot more, for sure.
Do you have a favourite footballer in the ISL?
A favourite footballer? Oh, you can't do that to me. There's so many. I've loved.
Now you realise what the problem is when you're on the other side, eh?
Oh yes, I do. I do. Thank you. No, you know what? I have really enjoyed watching a lot of the footballers. I couldn't give one specifically to this, because I've watched them grow. As I said, like I remember Jackie Chan Singh, I remember Satya Singh. I met these guys before the league even started. I went and played football with them.
They're very shy, I think, at the draft and the auction.
They were. I mean, Anas, he was phenomenal. He grew so much with his centre-back pairing of Risa. You know, we really saw him grow. Eugene, I remember, he was just brilliant. I met him as well beforehand. So I was new to the league, obviously, in season 2, and of course the international players were great, but I was really, really impressed by what I saw with the Indian players, and I think I give credit to all of them for just doing so well and coping with the schedule, and as you just pointed out there, being on a platform which maybe perhaps some of them weren't used to. I think they did well.
Social media, very important for you, isn't it?
It is. It is very important. I think it is important. I think it's important. We're in a time where social media is the way to connect. Connecting with fans, connecting with players, connecting with each other, and embracing football. I think social media is a great tool to do that. So yeah, I'm all for it, as you know.
Excellent. Thanks a lot for the chat.
Thank you very much. Lovely to speak to you.